Got 9 o'clock, we'll call the meeting order.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to approve the minutes from June 11th.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Michelle, you're first up with drainage.
This year I have looked at the accounts of all of our drainage districts, and 9 of them are either negative imbalance need to be brought up due to whatever reasons, projects or, assessments not getting fully last year, just due to fortunes. This year, I feel comfortable with all of my assessments except for the SIG, so if you guys would be okay, just if I went down the line and saved that one for last. Alright, so, this year I came up with, I think it was 9 districts that need that. I did include the funds for the brush control, and then for the state that wants to see, manpower, so you can see the reasonings on the right side for added cost on those
So
districts.
46% pays that district off.
Yes, that would give you the complete payoff. So for the Coulter, I came up with 46%, that'd be a $764.93 assessment. For the Cutoff Lake, 5% at $67.53.52. The Eller is a 57% payoff at $34.21.62. For the Baylor Spencer was my, impression, I was under the impression that I was able to speak to landowners, and they agreed on a 50% payoff of their cost. They have 111% payoff to reach $54,338.92. They wanna pay 50% of that, and that would bring it to $24,476.99.
How many landowners were there?
There's 3 in that district. Well, there's 4, but one's zeroed out, so he just pays the $5 per parcel.
Because they have their own pump, that was, I got covered.
Was it,
Klein?
Tim
Klein,
Faylor,
yeah.
Tim Faylor, Jim Faylor,
Okay.
and,
well,
no,
There's one more, I can't remember between all the drainage districts.
is it Elias?
I don't know.
Cleo Elias?
Oh, Cleo sounds familiar.
They're the
Um,
ones that are paying this off.
And you talked to all of them.
I talked to their tenant and landowner.
Orson Highway, 93% at $1,772.66. Raglan Highway, that was another one, I'm under the impression, at least the
Yes, I
majority.
talked to all 3 of those landowners on that as well.
Perfect, they wanted to cut their percentage of 6,654% in half, making it 3,327%.
Yeah, and some of them are gonna come in and pay their full amount.
Okay, perfect. That's $10,735.65. I'm gonna skip over the SIG for now. Soldier Valley is at 17% at $21,585.58. And then is it Whitting or Whiting?
Whiting.
Whiting, I can never say it right. That's at $156 or percent at $5,238.39. So that's the 8 that I'm
Sure.
feel comfortable with.
I don't have a problem with any of those.
No, and on the SIG, I like the 524.5, just because I want to make sure we're paying off, we have a lot of electricity costs and manpower costs.
That's
And then we
expensive,
had
isn't
that
it?
project, so I wanna be working on that project and also
Yeah, cause
keeping up with the current costs.
every year that's just gonna accumulate another 5% interest on top of that for the landowners, caught making it more expensive in the long run. That was my biggest fear. I just wanted your guys' opinion.
Where are you guys at on that?
I support that, I mean, do we still have warrants out on that then? But we bought those back, didn't we?
Yeah, the oldest warrant on it's
I guess-
August 25th to 25.
Okay, so we issued the warrants, but we bought them back.
Yes, it had money in it until,
It had money in it, and then that got drained, and then the project, and then more manpower, no electricity.
So is that the same, could the landowner come in and pay the full amount if they wanted to, just reduce the
Yes.
interest?
Yeah,
Now, how does that work as far as their interest is reduced if they pay it off
and their debt's paid off,
and they
the
don't,
others-
we're still have to keep paying
Correct.
interest? Okay,
which is 5%. That's what we have all of our districts set at currently.
All the board is 5, yeah.
yeah, I'm good with that, you wanna go with 594.5?
And just so everyone knows, that is the halfway point of what is owed of the 1,049%. $12.58. And that includes, electricity and that probably for next year for pump operation.
Do we have somebody to run the pump yet?
If she's not under contract,
Yeah, I do
I'd like to
need
find
help.
someone else.
You're close by.
No,
I need
I don't have the time.
help with someone, so.
Yeah, it takes somebody once in a while to.
I've asked a few people, and unsuccessful with that.
So 5.4.
Do they have to live in that district?
Yeah, I'm not sure
I
about.
don't know what the requirements are. That would be probably a Keith Tucker question.
Okay, so I'll approve with the 5.4.
Yeah, we'll need a motion to approve with the suggested, and that's putting 524.5%.
Make a motion to approve the suggested amount with the 5.4.5 for the seat.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, I'm gonna type out the official papers for you to sign with these numbers.
Yeah.
Do stuff on my office.
Will do. Thank you. Now we have to consider approval of the zoning or map change agreement industrial.
I go down here.
Yes. We have the public hearing.
Yeah.
Need to go.
I would make a motion to deny it. From A1 to, or from A1 to I1.
I would second that.
Any further discussion?
Just for the record, I spoke with the DNR about the permits. And I'm not comfortable. That's the biggest reason I'm not comfortable approving it is because the permits that are needed that aren't in place.
Okay. Ready for a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Motion carries. All right, John.
So for the record, that is, vote.
Correct.
Correct. We approved it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
How are you?
Great. I brought back some resolution, still struggling through. I'm supposed to do updates first. Updates, Kermit Place out in Missouri Valley, there's a little segment of road down there. Should have completed that test area this morning, but it's a mile.
That's okay.
So the chemicals were provided by the Greg Webb was Able 91. They're saying we'll get 3 to 5 years on maintenance on that road, so.
Is that the one just before the bridge?
Right after the tunnel?
Yeah.
Their tunnel, yeah, where everybody's turning around at during the flood, yeah. This was that one, so we shaped it up and, treated that. Last 2 days, they made applications, we rolled it final this morning, so we'll see. I've been told 3 to 5 years a lot of times and haven't seen it happen, but it's really nice that they have provided the materials and just let us have a test.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Not much rock in that road at all,
Yeah.
so. Should
Where's
be-
that at again?
It's on Kermit Place, so it's just north of the tunnel and Whistles Trail.
The mouse hole?
Well, so,
Lovely.
Oh, okay. I'm going north. I always think of Russell's
Yeah.
Trail going north.
yeah, no, just south of Missouri Valley there, so. Little segment there, be interesting to watch, so that should be open up. We had it closed for a couple days, 'cause it was a little sticky. Should be good now. We have a grader coming July 7th.
Is it replacing one we're getting, trading that one?
Yeah, we're trading on that one, so we've been, got a long ways with graders this last year. We have a rubber repair and Brewer Avenue, we gotta be making soon, so we're working towards that. Almost ready to do that one. I did talk to the newcomer, and he did too, he is available for the 16th. I didn't put it back in the agenda, I don't know if this table, if you pull it off the table, or if I put it back in the agenda, but I can bring it back next week on the agenda as well, so.
We set the public hearing.
Yeah, we set the public
Oh,
hearing
okay.
last week.
Yeah, I think suggest.
No, we set it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We set it with, and then said if something changed that he couldn't be there or whatever.
I didn't follow well, but yeah, thank you.
You're fine.
Just don't pay attention to what he said.
I don't want to admit to that. Something like that. That way, get out of the way. Well, you almost did, I think.
Yeah, we talked
Mine
about
got stuck there. That's all I had for updates.
How'd you turn out on, what's the thought on, was that Grover Avenue?
we're gonna have to over excavate that and rebuild the roadway. So the ditch clean there, not a very deep ditch clean, maybe 4 to 5 feet, it sloughed into the road, 4 to 5 feet, so.
You did.
So, yeah, we're gonna have to core that out, some really terrible soils in there. We'll, go back and rebuild that, so.
I have a couple of questions there. Number one, the road equipment. We talked about the oiler and whatever you're gonna do for the seal coat.
Yeah,
You have some of it came in already, right? The gravel thing or something?
no, we haven't got it all in, so we have a hot patch box, so we can recycle 6 tons of asphalt, heat it up and lay it back down, or put a cold patch in there. I don't know that we'll get a long ways, I mean, that's gonna do a pretty small patch, honestly, 6 tons doesn't go a long ways, but it kinda gives us more options in the winter and the early spring when our pile is hard as a rock and we can't patch potholes until it warms up, sort of thing. So that'll extend the season there, and we can use that more in the seal coats as well. Then I have a reclaimer that's gonna go on the back of the tractor, I can go 8 inches deep with that one and stir everything or mix products, so kinda why we're looking at, this current place product. They're talking we can mix out millings and lay it down as a stabilizer.
Like a lot of Panora, those things you need to patch.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when that machine comes in, we're gonna go jump out there
Okay.
and do some of those. We'll probably go somewhere that's a little less obvious, I guess, to
Yeah.
practice maybe a little bit, make sure we're comfortable with equipment, we know how everything works before we get up on Panora, but
Yeah, I wish we'd have put millings in there in the first spot.
Yeah,
That rock
we-
just keeps spreading.
we may have to pour that out. I don't know, if it is spreading because the gravel's
Tears it
dragging
up,
and
yeah.
chewing it out, but it's also, we're intending to replace that entire road next year anyway, cause there's something going on there. I think the soil was put in too dry, then, so when dry soil goes in, the roller walks out and it looks like you have density, then the moisture comes in and everything just shrinks a couple percent, and that was kind of the doom.
It was really dry when they did that.
Yeah, that road would have been great to be gravel for a couple of years before we tried anything.
Settle.
Yeah, and just let it settle out, but, we'll be back into that one next year. But yeah, I plan on getting into that one later this summer. I think Heat's our friend on that one, so
Yeah.
we'll be out when it's hot and try to get that one going. So we may have to pour out some of that gravel if it doesn't mix it good. But I think going 6 inches deep, I think a lot of that's good this year.